Welcome to Meet the HR Show. My name is Laurenelle. Yet another evening, yet another profession. Are you ready? Well, today we are looking at a digital brand specialist, Billy Nelson Omingo. He gives us his journey and we can dissect through this career. Karibu sana.
Thank you
for
having me.
Thank you for having us too.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Now, digital strategist. How did it happen?
I think it happened way long ago when I was still in school and I was studying international business management. You know those courses where you just like select because of the fancy name, but you don't know what you really want to do, right? So I did that in my campus. Graduated with Bachelor of Science, of course, but now I never really ventured into either. It was just the name, but then I didn't venture into either accounting or finance or marketing per se. So when I was doing my training, then I did training in business development and sales. So did that for about a year. Then now started working as an intern to do a totally new venture that not very many people were doing back then, which was digital media, digital sales. So as we know, our country, like most people in digital marketing, they're still not there. Yeah, they're traditional. So my task then was to source for biashara for guys to buy into our product, which was digital media and publishing and video productions, whatnot, ads and all those things. So I mean, I was dealing with people who are Gen Y and like they totally couldn't get it. So that's now when my official introduction into digital business was, because I had that background in sales and in BD, which is business development. But then now slowly but surely started learning, so there's something else that I can tweak into this BD to make it, to just advance my career level. So yeah, so that's where it started. I got groomed and from intern level now got taken on a permanent. I won't really mention the organization. But like, that's where now a lot of my experience into the digital space came to life. So I learned that this is something that has been going on in marketing agencies, and my interest in joining a marketing agency came about.
So have you ever practiced your course, Ama? It was just now inserting everything and ensuring that it's just a flow?
The way it happened for me is not the way most people do it. That you start out, you go to a digital school, study it, then go join a career. Mine was just, I was thrown straight into the fire. Like I didn't know, just learned on the job. But then now later on is when now, because I had the practical experience in me and I've worked with clients, done such and such a campaign, then I was able to now study it and understand it better because I've been in the field for it. So yeah.
So at times it's way better learning in the job than actually getting into the whole thing.
I think, if anything, even if you're taught in school, I would advise anyone to just throw someone out there to do like research, try and even work with a brand, like try and pitch out of nowhere to just make them be on that job, because if you're going to learn on the job, then your job requires you to have KPIs. If you don't achieve them, then you're
KPIs.
thrown out.
Let's take it back. What is KPI? KPI
is basically a key performance indicator. So there's KPI, then there's objectives, key performance something. That's something else.
About that.
So but most people like to see it as KPIs. Because that's what sets your targets. That's what measures like the revenue, measures the spend, and at the end of the day, that's what accounts for why you're there. No matter the job, it doesn't just have to be digital.
So digital strategist is quite different from a business developer. or is it the same thing?
It's half and half, because you can be a business developer, but then you don't have the background in digital.
Okay.
But for you to be in digital, you have to have that understanding of business development, because a lot of aspects intertwine, and a lot of the things are just the same into product, people, all those things, like the 4 Ps and all those things. You just have to know them. So for you to be a digital strategist, you also have to have the background in business.
Okay.
Yeah.
During that time, you've been thrown to you know where, and you're there. Was there some courses that you took to help you understand the role better, or it was you sleep, wake up, come to work, repeat?
I think at intern level, we all know that you're just there because you're in a fancy organization.
Yeah.
So, of course, at the onset, it was just, let me just do what has brought me here. And I'm not really there for, like, I was just there for, like, this is my job. And, you know, I hadn't even graduated then. So I was just telling guys in school, you know, me, I have a job. I mean, kona kazi, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then later on, it hit me that, oh, shit, like, this is something that can actually grow. So then is when now, slowly but surely, of course, being young in an organization where actually in my department, everyone was 30 plus. So that mature setting, they guide you into like, this is what you need to do. Billy, in like 2 years, I need to see you at this particular point. So there's that guidance that you have to accept them to lead you and guide you in that way.
So there were more of mentors.
Yeah, there were more of mentors, and I didn't take my course then because obviously I couldn't afford it. But with time, then I got to just, they guided me on like online stuff, getting into marketing societies and networking guys there to just know your whereabouts. And you know, the most interesting thing is so many learning tools are actually free. You don't need to pay for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a digital strategist, how does your day look like?
My day is busy.
As usual.
Yeah, as usual. So it just depends. Yeah. It depends what you're doing. If you're handling a brand and you have to go through a lot of things for like a campaign to start, so your day will be like 18 hours, you know.
Yeah.
If there's already a campaign running and yours is just to measure the performance or like follow up on it, then your day is not that busy.
Okay.
But on my end, I got when I joined this organization that I'm in now,
Yeah.
I also got thrown into now a totally different place, because you see the digital space is huge.
Yeah.
So like roles are interchangeable. So for now, I got thrown into like influencers and working with CG content creators, which was totally different. But I had, in a way, worked with them, but not directly. It was very indirect. Like I wasn't working, like I couldn't approach them and tell them, hey, I have a campaign for you. See, it was more like there's a campaign and there are people in the social side to initiate that. Us guys, we were just sourcing for B2B. Now here I'm dealing directly with like B2C. So that's...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Working with the content creators or other creators, some will say yes, some will say no. How do you handle that?
You just take your L because there are those creators who are very, like, they're already financially they're money driven. You can say that because of course they've handled bigger brands and there's a level of ego that has gotten them there, and they already know my name is out there and they want me now, they're coming for me, I'm not sourcing for them. They'll just brush you off. But then there are those who are in the space to like grow. Even before I get to that, maybe let me just explain the categories. So there's the smaller level of creators, which is the nano creator level, about 5,000 to 10,000 followers. Then there's a micro level, which is about 10,000 to 50,000 followers. Then there's macro level, which is 50 to 100. or 50 to like 500, 100 thereabout.
Yeah.
Then there's now the mega influencers from 100 to like 1 million. So you see, you work with
Very different.
very dynamic sort of people who've worked with different campaigns, people who are still starting out. So there are those who will not even think twice, they'll just take it.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're in for like that growth, that reach that those mega influencers have, and they're still at this level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So digital strategist, you make strategies for the content creators, be it on different social media platforms, as well as the brand itself. Have you ever made a strategy and it actually backfired?
So I think maybe I should just explain how it works out, because for digital strategy, it's basically a framework for creating and just ideating different business models based on, of course, their digital capabilities. So the pace of change right now from traditional to digital is super fast, and we've even seen it double up with the entry of like COVID-19, and now people now have you're done with the old way of approaching marketing.
True.
Everything has now shifted to the digital side. So the strategy is end to end. So you have maybe, for example, I can give you like, you have a campaign or you have a brand that wants awareness. Yeah. So for you, it's to identify. There's normally a pyramid that you look at to see where exactly is the level of the brand at that particular time. So there's, on the lower side, there's understanding the needs, and there's understanding the target audience of the brand. Then on the upper side is what is the user experience of the brand like, if it's a product, and then what is like how much can they spend on that. So if it's one as an objective of awareness, then you'll be able to know, based on those factors, how we can be able to help you. So from the strategy, then let's look at your consumers. What's your demographic? What's your target audience like? What are you looking to spend for this particular awareness campaign? And then like how far do you want it to go? How long? So such things. So that all of that is into the strategy, including the budget, including how you're going to spend it, including the analytics for it, like measurement, reporting. So I've done some, they didn't do well. I've done many, they did well.
So the many is more.
Yeah, the many is more.
Now, how long does it take you to finish up a campaign?
It just depends with what the client wants. At all times, we're always like, the client is always right. Yeah, regardless.
Even if it's, this one is quite,
yeah, the client is always right. They pay our bills. So at all times, they will tell you, let's run it for a month. Most times what brings in return on investment is a minimum of 6 months, 3 to 6 months for that turnover to take place. Yeah.
So you give advice to the clients too?
So we offer that advice. We actually, most times, that's where the strategy lies, because it's based off of suggestions. We tell them, this is what's gonna work for you, so take this route. Because them, they don't know, they just have the brand. They just know this is what my brand does, and they're like, yeah, you tell me, Facebook ndio itanipatia pesa. You know, hapa Facebook nani yako hapo? So they'll be like, no, maybe your brand fits more on Instagram, and we want to fit it with a lifestyle creator that fits the brand in an experiential way. Yeah.
So all this, is it a unit in school? Because I've never heard of digital strategy course. Is it more of training and more of online courses, or a certain course, a certain university offering such a course?
I think it's a conglomerate of so many things, because there's social media management in it, there's account management in it, There's BD, business development,
Okay.
and there's a bit of design, because now there are digital strategists who can also do design and design thinking and all that. Then also there's the media buying and planning.
Okay.
Media buying and planning is basically analyzing what works demographically for a brand, and you tell them, this is the match. I can set an amount for you, say 1 million, and tell you how to spend it over a year. Yeah? Yeah, based on, of course, the budget that they have. 1 million is just a tentative figure. But then that's how it works. So media planners and buyers, they plan the budget for you, then they buy media from various sources. So they'll do the billboards, the traditional billboards. They'll do the branding for the buses and all those things. But then at the same time, they'll run for your TV commercial. Then they'll do for you YouTube. They'll do for you Google Analytics, Twitter, all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, to enable you to like stay par in your field, have you gone through trainings that have been given by the company, or do you, as an individual, source for your own trainings?
Most of the time, because I'm already in the society for marketing and all those things on various platforms like LinkedIn and all those networking sites, they always like advertise them there. However, in my previous organization, yes, they used to convene trainings to just enlighten people from the to enlighten us from people from the industry. Brands sometimes also do like corporate training. So you'll find organizations where they offer such to the employees. But I think most of the time it just takes your initiative to go and network with guys from LinkedIn, or go to a networking event. Right now, I don't know how they're doing it, but I think webinars suffice.
Really working.
Yeah. So yeah, webinars most of the time, all those summits and all, they really help. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. Yeah. Okay.
So for a digital strategist, if a company is looking to hire for one, what exactly do they look for in an individual?
They'll be looking for me.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But now in terms of skills, in terms of quick thinking, like things like those, what do they look for?
Skills, in terms of skill set, I think they would be taking someone who's very adaptable, quite fast. You're quick to make like decisions. You're also willing to learn. You are very, I would call it creative or innovative in a way, because there are so many things that require just instant, like top of mind decisions for you to make.
And in terms of training, they look at that?
Now, in terms of training, obviously someone who's gone to like a digital school, or if you've done the online courses, then you can prove like certification, or you can also say you're still learning. And some of them even ask, are you a member of a specific marketing society, or something like a fellowship program? You know, those general ones. Yeah.
Okay, what has been your biggest challenge in this field?
In this field, the challenge would be not really understanding like what it is I should focus on, because there are so many things. Even up till today, maybe it could change, because at the moment I'm still trying to understand product and product design and all those things. I'm still trying to also do tech. So I don't know if I'm still going to continue this path or move into another path, because it takes a lot. So many things change quite fast, especially in digital companies. You'll find, for instance, if you're taken to, I'd mention my sister brand Boomplay, you would go in as a digital strategist, but then you'll be told you can fit into the social media side, and you're good in strategy, but it's still under digital. So you see, that's a challenge for someone. So you have to like know everything around for you to fit in wherever. or you'd be put in the side for doing sijui playlists and all that, and that's not your skill or background. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you know how to make all those?
No, I don't.
How,
I'm just saying
yeah.
it's a division within the digital side, but then they don't have those division, like they don't have those structures in place. If it's an agency, which I used to work at, then you would fit into now them they're strategic, like, because it's already a digital agency.
Okay.
So they already know like what's your background in. If you're doing strategy, then join the strategy side, brainstorming and all those things. If you are creative, then go to the design team. Okay. If you're in account management, go to side 4. So that's very structured. Yeah, but not in all companies that happens.
Because you can find in most companies, they're looking for a multi-purpose person,
Exactly.
someone who can be all vast. So in the next 5 years, where do you see digital space?
I see it really growing, especially in Kenya right now. And the advancement of like our technology city coming up, I don't know if it's done, but just the rate of infrastructure right now, you can see the business model that Netflix has even taken to this market. That's to show you it already believes in the potential of the digital space in Kenya. The business model is called a freemium. Freemium is a business model that you take, that you give free for a specific period of time, then you start the subscription.
So we just enjoy the freebies right now.
Yeah, but now theirs is a bit different, because freemium is ideally how Netflix, Spotify work, that it's free for like 3 months, then you start paying. But then for them, it's a bit, they tweaked it a bit and just left it to Android users. Okay. But now they locked specific shows and movies for you to feel like, okay, I need to actually pay. So it's a catch at the end of the day, because a very hot show will come up and they lock it. But at the same time, it's a free plan. So you'll be like, okay, I'm done with these freebies. Yeah.
Okay. People are still in school and they're watching, and there are others who are pursuing this course and they feel like, I'm really stalling. Have you ever felt like you're just stagnant in your career?
Yeah, especially where growth takes time. There are some companies that obviously they have a product that they just launch, or they start very fast, then at some point it just stagnates. And you're maybe from a fast-paced environment, so you'll feel like, okay, things are not moving. Maybe you still have a mentor, but things are a bit slow. You're thrown into a different part. So there's that challenge, especially with us young guys who are already in the corporate environment. Yeah. So that happens. I think how to just basically overcome it is you just continue doing you, in terms of if it's your courses, if it's your anything, but at the same time still continue networking, because there's so many opportunities, and reaching out directly to those top boys really helps a lot, because they can see your hunger in terms of like, yeah, this is what I've done. I've run this project. I would like to work with your company because of this and this. Okay. And this is like the solution that I would think would work for you guys. It's as simple as that. Yeah. If
you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd probably just remain cooking.
Well, he's a cook.
Yeah. So I think if I wouldn't be doing this at all, I'd probably just like open my restaurant and continue, like I'd be the head chef.
And ensure you give good meals.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, where do you see Billy? Yes.
Such an interview question.
Really?
Yeah. I see myself just having grown in the digital space, to the point where I can be able to, like, a business unit head, basically. Okay. At that particular point, you don't handle the campaigns or anything. Yours is just like to overlook what other guys are doing, training other people in the digital space, And of course now training other people to become chefs like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You seem to like cooking a
Yeah.
lot. Okay, that has been Meet the HR show with Billy, but before that, we need to get his parting shot. What's your parting shot?
My parting shot is basically, guys, just look into going into the digital space, because that's where the world is going. Look into going to the digital space, and especially right now into either e-commerce or fintech. Yeah, those are the two very, very lucrative places. Fintech can either be forex, can either be ISPs, internet service providers, they can be anything that's money lending apps, all those things. As long as it's in the digital space, go there, learn those courses, do what needs to be done. Yeah.
Before we finish, one last one. This seems to be a very lucrative career. Someone outside there, would you advise them to join such a career?
Definitely. Definitely join this career. Like, learn, go with the trends, know what's happening in the digital space. Because the digital space is growing at a very fast rate. Right now, guys can go check out the digital ecosystems that are out there, and you'll be able to put two and two together into what runs our economy, what runs the superpower economies, and what makes the billionaires, because they are all in the digital space. Yeah, name them, all of them right now. They're Jeff Bezos. Amazon is a whole ecosystem. SpaceX, Netflix, those guys, all of those things are digital media companies, or rather just digital companies. So that should just tell you something.
It's a clear sign.
Yeah.
Well, that has been Billy Nelson, and this has been Meet the HR show. Till next week, have a lovely evening.